Today was not just another day for Daniel. It was the day he decided to stop running from his failures. The morning air was cold, the sky was gray, and the mountain before him seemed to stretch on forever. But Daniel knew that the hardest climbs often lead to the most beautiful views. At just 24, Daniel had faced more disappointment than most people could imagine. He had dreamed of becoming an engineer since he was a little boy, but life in his small, struggling town offered little hope for big dreams. His parents worked day and night at a local factory, doing everything they could just to support him. Even with their sacrifice, there was never enough money, and Daniel's dreams always felt just out of reach. After finishing high school, Daniel applied to every university he could think of. Each letter he opened brought the same crushing rejection. "We regret to inform you." Those words burned deeper each time he read them, like a brand on his spirit. With no other options, he took a job at a local repair shop, fixing broken machines for a living. His dream of building things was reduced to mending what others had built. Most people would have stopped there. They would have accepted their fate, let the dream die, and settled into a routine. But Daniel wasn't like most people. He held a deep belief that if life closed every single door, he would just have to build his own. So, after long, exhausting days at the shop, covered in grease and grime, he would come home and start his second shift. He would study by himself, deep into the night. He devoured online lectures, borrowed old worn-out textbooks from anyone who would lend them, and practiced solving complex problems until his eyes could barely stay open. For 3 long years, he worked in silence. He didn't tell anyone about his dream anymore. The rejections had taught him that. Instead, he just let his actions speak. Then, one day, a glimmer of hope appeared. A local company announced a competition. Build a small, energy-efficient wind turbine using simple, everyday materials. And the prize. It was everything. The winner would receive a full scholarship to study engineering at a nearby university. Daniel's heart raced. This was it. This was his chance. He poured every spare moment into the project. He spent his nights designing, building, and rebuilding. His first model failed completely, a pile of useless parts. The second model spun for a moment before breaking apart in the wind. The third one overheated and just stopped working. There were moments he wanted to quit, to just throw it all away. Sometimes he even packed everything up only to unpack it all again a few hours later, unable to let go. His friends would tease him. "Daniel," they'd say with a laugh, "you're wasting your time. People like us don't win contests like that." Daniel would just smile and quietly reply, "Maybe people like us don't win because people like us stopped trying weeks fluby." And the day of the competition arrived. The other participants stood confidently beside their shiny, polished machines. Daniel's project, made from recycled parts and random bits of scrap metal, looked simply almost fragile in comparison. But Daniel wasn't there to impress anyone with looks. He was there to prove what was on the inside. When it was his turn, he took a deep breath, connected the wires, and stepped back. The small turbine began to spin, slowly at first, and then faster and faster, until the tiny light bulb at its base began to glow. A soft, steady light in the middle of the room. The crowd went silent. Even the judges leaned in closer, their eyes fixed on the little machine that could. One of them, an older engineer with silver hair, asked Daniel to explain his design. Daniel spoke clearly and with a passion that had been building for years. He described every challenge he faced, every mistake he made, and how he turned each failure into a crucial lesson. By the time he finished, the judges weren't just impressed, they were nodding in admiration. A week later, an envelope arrived in the mail. Daniel's hands trembled as he held it. It felt heavier than any tool he'd ever held. He tore it open, and inside, a single line changed everything. "Congratulations, you've won." Tears welled up in his eyes, blurring the words he had dreamed of for so long. It wasn't just about the scholarship, it was validation. It was proof that all the long nights, the failures, the doubts, and the quiet determination had been worth it. University life brought a whole new set of challenges. He was surrounded by students who came from better schools, with more resources and support. Daniel often felt like he was constantly trying to catch up, but he refused to let that feeling stop him. He channeled the same grit he'd always had. He studied harder than anyone else, spent extra hours in the lab, and wasn't afraid to ask endless questions. Slowly but surely, his confidence grew, built on a foundation of pure hard work. 4 years later, Daniel graduated with honors. He was immediately offered a position at a major energy company, where he helped design new, sustainable power systems for the future. The same boy who once fixed broken machines in a dusty old shop now built technology that powered entire cities. But Daniel never forgot where he came from. He eventually returned to his hometown and started a small workshop for young people who, like him, couldn't afford college. He taught them how to build, how to innovate, and most importantly, how to dream. He reminded them that where you start doesn't define where you end up, and that relentless effort always means more than luck. Standing once again at the foot of that same mountain from years ago, Daniel smiled. The path still looked steep, but now he understood that every single step, no matter how small, mattered. He whispered to himself, "Never give up. Not today. Not ever." Then, with a steady heart, he began to climb. Daniel's story is a powerful reminder that success isn't about being the smartest, the richest, or the luckiest person in the room. It's about refusing to give up when things get hard. It's about persistence, patience, and an unwavering belief in yourself that can turn failure into victory. Even when life seems unfair, your hard work and your determination can build a path where none existed before. Thank you so much for watching. If this story inspired you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.